Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and I have a deck profile. So this is immediately after the wrap up of the PPG webcam release tournament for BT16. It was a case tournament, so first place gets 4 boxes. The case is split between top 8. But long story short, I won. So I won the first BT16 event at a bigger scale. It was 60 people, 50 something, uh, 50, mid 50s to 60. It was less than 64. They were slated for 6 rounds maximum. We did end up going to 5 rounds because there was a pair down that lost, cutting it to 5 rounds. But we'll talk about that when we get to matchups. I played Numemon. You guys know I love Numemon. With some of the new support, the deck goes insane. I do have a cheeky little tech card in here that it was brought to my attention by someone in GFG who was playing the same tech card, and we talked about it, and I told him that I was probably going to give it a try for this event, so here it is. He did ask me to keep his list under wraps, which is a little different, so hopefully this is still cool to put up this video, but you know, you gotta get while the getting's good. So for the eggs, we'll start there. I did go back to black base, so we have the 4 Numemon. Draw a card on evolution when another Digimon evolves, and 1 Tokomon. Essentially the only real black eggs you could run. There's nothing. The Sunemon's what you really want. There's nothing better for the 5th egg than the Tokomon. I see in Japan some lists running Doraemon, I guess just for the proto form, or like that's okay. I think this is better. So hopefully we'll get a better black egg, but this was fine. It procced a couple times for me to draw a card when they answer the board. I don't hate it. So those are the eggs. On to level 3s. We are playing 4 of the old promo Ukomon. The card's insane. It just so much value. Speaking of value and insane cards, 4 of the new Ukomon, which just helps you find so many pieces. This card makes so many decks go so much faster, including this one. 3 Chumon, because it is black base, just a memory denier, and a single Chikuri. I went with 12 rookies. I do kind of want to get to 13 and put in a second Chikuri, or whatever it may be, just for better chances of opening with a rookie. You do almost always want to open this Ukomon, so that's just the rookies. I like it a lot. I think the floodgates are really important for the Mirage matchup, which I did dodge all day. Spoilers, but I do think that those are the rookies that I'm going to stick with. For the level 4s, I play 4 Nume X. It's just like essential to the deck. I do go with the 4 Garymon. I see people cutting it to 3, which I don't necessarily disagree with, but I'm a fan of consistency. I play 4 of the Digipolice Numemon. I am still running Satsuki. The generic blocker inherit is super important in my playstyle, so I like that. And I run 1 RB1 Numemon. You could go down to 12 champions or make this a one of your choice, but I do really value the blocker inherits on my Numemons. So this I did want to leave in. Also, if you open slow, opening with this instead of the Garymon can be a good way to search some pieces. Although you do have to be careful because you would be bottom decking your Ukomons and other top end. For the level 5s, we do the 4 Monze, the 4 Monze X, and while initially I was testing 2 Warumonze, the spicy tech card that I did go with is 2 of the EX5 Edamon. It's more DP minus on evolution. It also gives you a pseudo taunt, which forces your opponent to attack during the start of their main phase with the Digimon that you target with this, which can just be game winning. It lets you force into blast evolutions. It lets you block with the generic blocker inherited if it comes up. There's just a lot of things that it makes your opponent have to play differently once they know about it, or can just kill their stack before they can build it into their biggest boy. Very value, very strong, and it is on play or when digivolving, so you still have the option to just slam this for 7 and force them into a less than ideal play where they don't get as much positive. For the 6s, again, it's a little heavy on the top end. We do have 3 of the Platinum Nume. We ran 10 level 5s. We do have 2 Venus. I still really do value Venus. I could see a world where I go to 1. I can't see a world where I go to 0. It's really good into Mirage. It's really good into Rapid. It's really good into Magna. I could just buy you that turn. I do still really like Phoenix. But the star of the show is triple Valkyriemon Ace. The Edamon into the Valkyriemon combo is so good. It is just very, very strong, and Valkyriemon by itself can blow a game out of the water. Once your opponent knows you're playing it, they literally have to play around it the entire set or get punished by it. So Valkyriemon Ace is probably the best thing for Numemon. I did want to keep 2 level 7s in. I'm doing a 1-1 split. I wanted to see how it went. Shine Greymon still came up a lot, especially against stack decks who are setting up in the back, just essentially stalling 1 to 2 turns. Death Exmon, I think I only used once in the event, and it wasn't like a crazy blowout, but I just value having access to Death Ex. I could see this being 2 of either, like one way or the other, or a 1-1 split. You could also still run Merciful mode, although I don't think it's as impactful in this meta. You could also go down to 1 level 7. Choose which one you think is more important. I like having 2. I think with free Platinum Numes, it's important to have something to evolve over to take advantage of the free Platinum Nume if you don't have the Monzemon in hand. Single Protoform, especially in black base, this comes up where you can make evolutions cheaper. You can use it to recycle your rookies in a pinch. It's a free recovery. I love Protoform. I don't think I'd ever drop it to 0. And then for the Tamers, I run the 2 Satsuki because I'm running the Rush package, and 2 Louis because with 8 Ukomon, Louis goes crazy. I did Rush for game probably 4 to 5 times throughout the course of the day. Maybe like 3 or 4, actually. I don't want to inflate it, and I did Louis for game twice. And since there were 5 rounds, I only played 11 games total because I 2-0'd the first 4 rounds and only went to game 3 in the last. So I think I ended at least 3 games with Satsuki and at least 1 with Louis, if memory serves right. They just facilitate just ending the game really quickly. As for matchups, in round 1 I played Imperial. I did get that 2-0. He just unfortunately couldn't get off the ground quick enough. He didn't get to DNA at all. I was just able to answer his board for most of both games, and he was behind. So that was round 1. That's how most of that went. Whenever he was in a position where he could DNA, I was able to Edamon to force him to attack, waste the thing, Valk. Very strong. Round 2, I played, I believe, Tyrant Kabuterimon, but he did not see the Tyrant. He only saw the Herc. There were points where the Herc was on board and immune, and I was able to, game 1, just DP minus it past the 12k. That lingered into his turn. So when he unsuspended, it went to 0 and died. Game 2, I just went really fast. Round 3, I played Rapidmon X. This was a really tough matchup, but I was able to really abuse the Edamon to force the attacks when I needed to. That's where Valk comes in handy to set up plays that are less than ideal. Shine Greymon Ruin mode came up. It's just overall, it is a grindy matchup. You have to play it smart, but it is a pretty winnable matchup. Then round 4, we're on round 4, right? Round 4, we played the Mirror, and we did take that one 2-0. In game 1, I was just able to answer his board in a very reliable way. Game 2, he did just kind of brick, didn't see any Ukomons or any like rookies that could facilitate, and I just kept choking him to 2 or less so that he was forced to pass turn. And that's where that game ended. And then in round 5, which ended up being the finals, I got paired against one of the other 3 undefeateds, Tessero, and we played into the Lugomon matchup. Game 1, I did end up taking. Game 2, he did win pretty quickly. And then game 3, we had a fairly back and forth. He did make a play to answer my Numemon X, which gave me just a little too much memory, and I was able to capitalize on that and answer the stack that he just put all of his resources into, which put me way ahead on the resource game, and then I just kind of snowballed out of control from there. The following turn, I was able to build a board that he needed to answer, which he couldn't, and then swing for game after that with Louis' help. And then the pair down on table 2 did unfortunately lose, meaning that we cut it at 5 rounds instead of 6, and crowning me the undefeated champ. Thoughts on the deck? I think Numemon remains one of the strongest decks in the format. I think while it does struggle into bounce effects and like persistent DP minus effects, even Crimson Blaze, the Lugamon, Tessero had the Crimson Blaze in one of our games and it blew me out of the water. Even though it does struggle into those things, it is so adaptable and you could build it so many different ways. I have versions of this with the Warumonze that I think are just as strong. I just prefer the Etamon package because I think it's very cute and people are not expecting it. I have versions of this that run 2 Protoforms and a Rapid X or 2 that I think are very strong. I have versions of this with Venus, without Venus, at 4 Valcat, 2 Valcat. Just, you can build this to your heart's content. Purple base is still valid. I think just the core of this deck is so variable and strong, and it allows players to tailor it to their playstyle. I do like the control elements that are presented within this deck, and I do like how fast it can go. I think Numemon is just my favorite archetype right now, and it has been since the Monze X and Nume X have come out. So yeah, hopefully this gives you guys an idea of, you know, just the state of the meta for Numemon. I'm super stoked about the win. Glad that I can say I won the first bigger BT16 event. That was really cool. Excited for the boxes because those boxes are on fire right now in terms of value, and I do need a couple more cards from the set still. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, leave your comments, tell me if you like things in my deck, if you don't like things in my deck, what you think I did wrong, what you think I did right. Tell me your favorite color, tell me your favorite Digimon, tell me something good. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.